In this video, we are going to see the features of Java. We call it as the buzzwords. So let us see what are these buzzwords. So we can say Java is simple. People used to say that Java is very simple. They are very secure, portable, object-oriented, robust, multi-threading, architectural neutral, which is interpreted, high performance, and distributed and dynamic. So these are the 11 or 10 features of Java, and we call it as Java buzzwords. So let us see this one by one. So the first one is it says Java is very simple. So if you have a basic knowledge of C or C++, with little effort you can learn this. And moreover, as we have seen, most of the syntax it has taken from the object-oriented programming, or it has taken the object-oriented features from C++. So even a programmer have a little knowledge of C++ can easily write a program in Java, and it is easy to understand if you have a little knowledge of other things. And the second point is no, it says Java is very secure because it was designed to run on internet. It is not like other programs where we use it for application side, but this is purely designed for internet. So what happen normally when we run on internet, we'll come across different kind of securities. We come across the viruses, errors. So Java is constructed in such a way that which is free from virus and which is going to be error free. So and the next important thing which gives us security is there is no pointers in Java. So nobody can access any location without proper authorization. Nobody can access it. Okay, so this is what about security. Let me conclude. This is designed to run on internet. So there will not be which is going to be a virus free and which is going to be error free, and there is nothing called pointers. So there is nothing like somebody is going to access without any authorization. So the next feature is portable. The name says so we can take it and run it on any machine. Think that you have you have compiled a program on your machine, and you could copy down. You could copy this and take it to other machine, and you can run it. Why? Because of the bytecode. The bytecode is the one which is going to be the machine independent code. So we could run those bytecode on any machine. So irrespective of operating system, processor, system resources, so there will not be any disturbance, any issues to run the Java program. So this is the one reason the Java became very popular. Why? Because Java can run on any machine. So next is the object oriented. So when we say object oriented, we could remember the four features. One is abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. So Java is truly object-oriented language, not like C++ is not completely object-oriented, whereas Java is completely object-oriented. Every piece of code you need to write inside the class, and using the for the class you need to create object, and through the object only you can access the members of the class. So everything is going to be an object in which is going to be an object in Java. So and even Java, no, this model can be extended. Extended is something but which is going to provide or which is going to inherit certain properties from the ancestors, superclasses. So Java is completely or purely object-oriented language. So next is robustness. So robustness is something like how rigid it is. So normally when we run the program, there will be two kinds of errors. One is compilation time. So we can find the errors during the compilation. Normally, which is going to find syntax errors. And there is another kind of errors. We call it as no logical errors. Normally, this happens when we run the program on runtime. So Java restricts you in few key areas, and which is going to force you to find your mistakes in the early stages of your development. So what happened is, so which is going to check your code during compilation and even the runtime. And there is another two reasons. Normally, every program fails. One is uh, because of memory management mistakes. We committed, or we may commit mistakes in memory management. And second one is exceptions handling. Exceptions are nothing but no runtime errors. So these two drawbacks we can overcome in Java. So because of, or we could overcome, or we can do it. So because of this, we call Java is robustness. Next is multi-threading. So Java, as we have seen, which was designed to be used for internet. And when we say this is used for internet, normally your program should be no creative and interactive, because we are going to use this over the internet. So what happened, because of Java supports multi-programming, which multi-programming is nothing but which allows you to write programs which do many things at a time. For example, if you take your case, think that you are going to write your name, and normally we could use a single hand, and think that you are going to use both the hands. You are going to write, you are going to use your left hand, and you are going to use your right hand. So both the hands you are going to use to write your name. So same way, you can have Java programs which allows you to do things simultaneously. For example, if you take no Internet Explorer, so you can have any number of tab. So each tab is going to act as a thread. So Google Chromes, you can use any number of, you can have any number of tabs. Every tab is going to act as a thread. Each thread is going to do a specific job. So this is about multi-threading. So next is architectural neutral, and this is because of again bytecode, and we call code longevity and portability. So portability is possible because of bytecode. As I told, bytecode is the code which will provide you this facility called portability, because your bytecode is going to be, bytecode is a code which is machine independent. So because of this, Java is known as write once, run anywhere, anytime, forever. Because Java is completely architectural neutral. So let me repeat: Java is known as write once, run anywhere, anytime, forever. Because of bytecode. So next is it's interpreted and high performance. So Java is, as I told, Java is not only compiled, even we could interpret. So with the help of JVM, we could do this. So normally Java bytecode was carefully designed so that it would be easy to translate directly into native code for high performance. Let me repeat. We seen there is something called bytecode. When we compile it, we are going to get a bytecode, and this bytecode is designed in such a way that this could be easily converted into a set of instruction. This could, and that could be understood easily by the native systems. So Java, we can say Java is interpreted, and it is going to give you the high performance. And distributed is something like, we everyone is aware of URL. Using URL, we can access the files. Same way in Java, we use a procedure called remote method invocation, RMI. So we can we can access the files, and we can invoke the methods across the network. Think that there is a method, a class class there's a method and we want to access. So we could do this, and it is as I told, it is used to create applications on networks. Basically, Java was designed to create programs on internet. So we can create applications on network. And next important feature is multiple programmers can collaborate and work together on a single project. Because of Java supports a distributed or Java is distributed in nature. So let me repeat. Java use a technique called RMI, which is something like URL. Next, which no method can be invoked across the network. That means when I say method, that which indicates the class, and for the class we are going to create object, and this object will be we could access across the network, and we can create applications on networks. We can access objects from remote place, and multiple programmers, they can collaborate and work together on a single project. So because of this facility, we say that Java supports distributed system, or Java is distributed. And next one is dynamic. Normally, this is again a very interesting topic. See, if you look at C program, where we compile it, once we complete the compilation, we'll go for no, we'll run the program. So when we run the program, normally all the linking is going to take place. In Java, it is possible to dynamically link the code. We can do it. And there is another facility, even a small piece of code may be dynamically updated on running system. When you run the program, it can happen. So we can say that Java supports, or Java is very dynamic. Let me repeat. This is because of dynamic linking of the code, and even a small fragment of bytecode may be dynamically, which we can update when we run the program on a system.